Hello, how's it going? So, I have to talk about, for a death and dying class, about my dreams. So when I was a child, obviously you have dreams, it just happens, you can't really control it. But my dreams were always something about music, really. I had a lot of dreams about concerts, bands, obviously different artists, and everything about a concert. Like, it wasn't just about being on stage, it was also about being in the crowd as well. I had a dream one time about how I was in my cow pasture watching a band. There's just something about just having a band there and having a crowd, and I liked it. So I guess you could say one of my dreams was to be in front of a crowd. I love music in general, but just being in front of a crowd in general, whatever I had to be with, really, I always dreamed of doing. I just liked the sound of a crowd roaring like, hey, I'm on stage, I'm doing this, you yell at me. It's always a good time when people are liking who you are. So that's, one of the dreams I always had was to be, someone. That's why I did a lot of leadership throughout my life. I did a lot of student government. I was the president of my high school as far as my senior class, and I just love being in front of crowds. I love people, and I'm pretty mixed with a lot of people. I don't stick with one group or anything like that. So I always dreamed of being, in front of a crowd in general, but I love music a lot, so that was always a huge thing, is if I could perform music in front of a crowd, whether it's rock and roll, sometimes I freestyle rap a little bit, and I love electronic music, so that's a lot of combinations. I don't really have a specific, hey, I want to do this music, so I just generalize music in front of a crowd because I love performing. So that was always a dream, was to be an artist. Now, that's a little bit, obviously, when you're a kid, you're always dreaming of, this is the best job ever, this is what I like to do. It's not always the best to be rich. When you kind of get older, you kind of realize, like, the fame might always not be the best, but it was always music in my mind. However, the next realistic job was actually being a writer. I loved books. Like, I'd always read books. Harry Potter, one of the best ever, and books are the best. So that's always what I wanted to do, because really you could put your voice on paper a little bit and have an influence on people, whether it's Harry Potter, whether it's a college book, whatever it might be. You're always going to be getting a little bit more out of it, and I'm going to have an influence on people's life. I love storytelling. I'd always think of things in my mind. I'm kind of an artistic guy, so that's always how it happened. I'd always just think of little things that I'd kind of just go base off of. So it's just, and I was a huge book writer person. I was a pretty good writer. I'm not a strong math person. More of definitely a oh, hey, how's it going?
Oh, hey, man.
So this is my friend Clayton. He actually influenced me to write a lot. I loved writing, because this guy actually wanted to write with me a little bit. He actually, kind of talked to me a little bit about writing. Clay, since you just walked out of the bathroom, which is just perfect timing, what did you like about, writing books in general?
Oh,
Kind of how you influenced me, I realized. But
I just remember back when we were like second grade, writing little stories, and I always thought that writing's kind of cool because in a world where everyone's attention spans are so short, you get a chance to write, kind of think of your thoughts, and you can kind of pass them along a little bit. But I see that that's what you're doing right now. You're passing along your thoughts.
I'm passing along my thoughts. I'm on YouTube right now.
I'm going to jump out of your shot then.
Thank you so much, Clay.
He,
he knows the word shot and everything because we used to do broadcasting together, so we're all about the camera. You didn't know I was filming this, did you?
No idea. Just kind of locked on in.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyway, that's my roommate, but I'm not going to stop because I'm at 4 minutes already. Anyway, the last thing in general I'd say is I dreamed, I think a lot of the time, both when I combine those together, I always have dreams about making people happy, making people laugh, have a good time, because I'm a pretty, people tell me I'm a pretty funny person. Don't always, anyway. I like making people happy. I like making people laugh, whether it's, whatever, music, writing, whatever it might be. So, kind of a comedy guy. But in general, I remember having dreams of stuff like that. So that's why I kind of, these days, I work at the DMV. People kind of say, do you like that job? And, I love it because, to be honest, I'm not the bland, hey, what can I do for you today? Let's get your license. I'm the, hey, let's get your license. I'm a super excited guy about doing it. So that's just I'm going to college obviously to fulfill my dreams, doing a health promotion degree. I love health in general, but I like to sell as well. I sold security this last summer, so that's really, my goal would be to sell, to make people happy, give them a product that, like, so in all reality, it's kind of tying together a little bit as far as making my dreams come true. Obviously when I was a little kid, I liked to do other things, but now it's, I like to make people happy, whether that's a product or whether just making them laugh in general. So, yeah, that's my dreams in general, is make people happy, music, writing some books, making people happy, any type of arty form, but at the same time, I'm a very people person. I like a lot of people, and I use my hands a lot, obviously, if you've seen from this video. So, appreciate anyone watching this. Have a good night or day. This is Tanner Young, signing